Welcome to another episode of Modern Bok. Thank you for joining me today. So, New Zealand, Ireland, what a cracker. This is a game that I think many rugby loving fans just want to see. I know that New Zealand fans are all like, it's going to be a clean win, and I think a lot of Irish fans are feeling the same way. My comments are blowing up from both sides. I understand the pressure of this game. Both teams want to showcase why they are the world's best, and I think the winner of this game will feel that they can go on to take the cup. So this is a cracker of a game and such an essential thing to really just build up both teams' confidence. On the one side, we've got New Zealand, who haven't really played a massive Tier 1 team since about 28 days at the point of the quarterfinals. On the other side, we've got Ireland, who are reeling from the Japan loss, but have built very well from that. They started the World Cup on fire against Scotland, but just need to regain that confidence, that play, and it's going to be very interesting. Saying that, obviously everybody's talking about how Ireland technically have a better record over the last 3 games over New Zealand. That being said, it is massively different if you consider history, that New Zealand overtake that hugely. I have done a video on the history and the actual records of that. If you want to check my quarterfinal matchups, I'll link it up here. But I want to get into kind of the teams today. What's the changes? I will put it up here so you can see. So, big news back on the All Black side. Retalic's back. He's got his injury is over. He's back, and it sounds like he's raring to go for this game. Will he be able to bring to the form that he has always had? I don't think so. But to be fair, 80% of Retalic is still better than most players in the world. He's joining Whitelock, which means that they now have they continue to have their record partnership. 53 tests in the field, just showcasing the quality and the depth in that team. Also, the consistency of the selection team from Henson has really just made this team that much more lethal. That being said, probably the biggest change in this year is the Bawanga partnership. The Bawanga partnership is back. Barrett's been cleared. He's taking over from Ben Smith in the back from the last game, and you've also got Geordie Barrett going out, and then you've got Mwanga coming back. Very interesting. Probably the most interesting player from the All Blacks, though, for me this year. He's just let things loose. I know last year he played against the Chiefs out of nowhere but now he's just killing it. Leonard Brown is just continuing to be literally the X-factor player for the All Blacks. He's set up a lot of things. He is a massive player, and that's the kind of thing the All Blacks are just outstanding at making. Out of nowhere, they have players that can take on any player in the world coming from nowhere, and I think it's good to see that they continue that tradition for them. Crotty is out, obviously, with this setup. You've got Goodhue and there. Crotty's out. I know he played against South Africa and he had a good game, but has not played much, and now he's out, so that's one of those things. But yeah, I think this is overall a consistent team. There's not much changes here. A lot of people arguing that Moody is not going to have such a good time against the front row of Ireland. I'm not sure. I think that's probably something that they definitely look at, but they feel that they're fine there. Overall, the teams are definitely probably one of the best ones. You've got Reese. There's just quality all over this field. It's like somebody sprinkled amazing over this team. So I definitely think that if the Irish want to take this, it's going to be all about that backline, holding off that backline, holding off that X factor, as it can come from nowhere, and it takes 5 minutes and you've lost this game. Understand that, the Irish need to understand that heavily. Saying that though, the Irish team looks like this. Obviously, you've got Furlong, who I know a lot of people have been criticising, especially in that Japan game. He just fell apart. They focused. They actually almost the Irish focused off, the Japanese focused off of him, and it definitely he just couldn't handle it in the heat. Hopefully he can. It doesn't have an issue here. He's not playing in Oita, so it should be fine. So as you can see here, Ireland have gone mostly for the team that beat the All Blacks last time. It's all about that. The team that beat the All Blacks last time is pretty much the focus here. That kind of pedigree that they want to build forward, and I get it. It isn't always how it works, so we'll see. Some of these players might be the top form players, but they were when they played them last time. So is that going to work out for them? I'm not sure. An example of that, obviously, Carney coming back in with Lamour going out. That's interesting, as I find Lamour has actually been more of a talisman for the team. He's brought a lot of X factor to the game. He really knows how to cut apart defences and can find space, and a lot of players can't. He seems to be able to read the game, and something that the Irish really need to build. But I know Carney himself is not a bad player, so I'm not saying that. I just feel that this is more about history than form. Sometimes that works for teams, it doesn't always. Again, another example of history, Conor Murray and Sexton going in at number 9 and 10. In my opinion, the best pairing, so it makes sense. But this is the thing. Sexton needs to. This is the focus point. If Sexton has a great game, Ireland has a great game. If he doesn't, it can be detrimental to the whole team. That whole team falls apart when he's not there. Something that they need to look at for sure. Especially you can't depend on one player for a tournament. As I said, they played their 56th game, which is great. This is interesting, obviously, with Bandeaki being banned for 3 games, that he will not be playing at centre, obviously, which means that you've got Henshaw and Ringrose going in centre there. That makes sense. I think that was pretty much the informed choice everybody was going for and assumed was going to happen. So I don't think it's the end of the world for Irish. Some arguing the choice, but I think that is, in my opinion, the best option there. But yes, let's get into how I think this is going to play out. This is going to be an interesting one. I think that there's going to be very much a duplication of the game against South Africa. It's going to be for New Zealand. They're going to effectively let Ireland play with the ball, give them a lot of pressure, so when they don't have the ball, let them slow down, cause them to continue their rush defence and that, and then slowly about the 30 minutes to 40, and maybe even after the break, but effectively that 30 to 40 minute mark, they're going to effectively do the same thing. They will counteract that rush with a nice chip over it, a quick play out wide where the rush defence cannot catch them, and just catch them off guard. It's going to be opportunistic for them, especially until about the 60th minute, where after that, depending on how the game's sitting, if they're ahead, they will continue to hold that off and score tries and opportunity. If Ireland are ahead, they will then start forcing and pushing and cutting the line where they can. It's going to be very interesting. Ireland need to be ahead here by about 15 points, in my opinion, for them to get anywhere. I'm going to, in the end, though, give it to the All Blacks. It's going to be the All Blacks, I think, will pip this. I don't think by much, though, because they're going to be. I think the All Blacks have at the moment. They're much more focused on closing off games, and they're world class at closing off games. So that's going to be their focus. I'd say a comfortable position here is probably in the region of about 7 points. Some are saying more, though, in the range of 15 to 20 points. I think that's tough. I think 7 points is good. The Irish are going to fight to the death here, and you can never discount the Irish fighting to the death. All Blacks are definitely going to this game more confident, and I don't think the focus is to get to the next game for them. So as long as they're in the lead, they'll be fine. That's my opinion. We'll see how it goes. But yes, guys, let me know what you think down below. Your comments, your likes, and all those good things. Please join the community. We're at 400 subscribers and growing. Let me know. Thanks, guys. Cheers.